Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another night of JSBL action. Alongside my partner, David Smith, I'm Dan Yuzerski saying good evening and welcome to another one of these broadcasts. The first game tonight is Seaview Jeep and RKE, who entering this week, David, has the #1 seed in the entire league.
I mean, they are the epitome of unselfish basketball. Cutting to the hoop, finding their teammates, making the extra pass. That is everything RKE has been built on this season, and it's put them in a position to be successful. Not to mention, they've probably been one of, if not the best defensive team in the league as well. Not with rim protectors, but just playing consistent, great on-ball defense on the perimeter and playing hard every single second they're out there.
As Dane Moran right away blocks Chris Brady's attempt. That's something that could be a factor tonight as a three goes. Ithiel Horton, welcome back, and it's 3-0 RKE. Here's Xander Rice. Feeds Alahan Demir. Rice up top, finds Tellis Ford. Right wing three, got it to go. Matching threes on the opening possessions, and it's 3-3. Here's Cardesi. Splits into the paint. Nice feed to Moran. Moran's got Brady in the air and couldn't get the shot to go. His rebound and putbacker no good as well. And here comes Seaview Jeep down, or tied at 3. Seaview this year, over 500, having a pretty good year as Rice's foul line jumper couldn't go. Brady the rebound and putback off the mark as well, and then Collins swats away Rice. Monmouth on Monmouth crime, and the ball has gone into the trash can.
You don't see that very often.
No.
A lot of second chance points or attempts for both teams so far early, both unable to convert.
Here is Collins, who tries a right wing three. That one grazed the iron off the mark, no good. Xander Rice getting the rebound. Demir down low, and he traveled.
Good call there by the official. Switched his pivot, took a step with that right, and then drop stepped with the left. Really good call there to notice that, because not very often in this league you see a travel called, especially one like that.
Tyler Armstrong feeds to the corner. Cardesi leads the league in threes, and he adds to his total there. A three for Cardesi, and it's 6-3 RKE.
What a story from Kyle Cardesi to go from Bryant as a walk-on, didn't play much there, finished his career at St. Peter's, and then now in the JSBL, in his first year, leads the league in three-pointers.
He's been
the catalyst.
If there was ever a Rookie of the Year award or Most Improved Player award, I think Cardesi would be right in that conversation as Demir gets to the rim and one. So he's got a chance to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. As Demir at the foul line, got it to go, and we're tied at 6. One of the big additions since Seaview won both games last week was Chris Brady. Obviously, when Justin Robinson scores 50, you'll win. As Armstrong to the rim, couldn't get the shot to go. Rebound, putback, no good, and Chris Brady grabs another rebound as Rice will take it up the court. He'll shoot a transition three off the side of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Demir. Brady has Rice cutting behind him. He's going to feed him here. Rice tried to dump it into Brady. Moran got a piece of it. Brady goes up. Nice defense by Moran, but Brady, relentless, gets his rebound and puts it back in. 8-6. Here's Jack Collins. That's a long two, and that one doesn't go. Demir the rebound. Rice will take it up. He dumps it into Brady. Here's Demir. Off a screen, finds Brady in the corner, lost the handle for a second. Rice tries a three, off the mark, no good. Rebound, tipped out of the hands of Barnes by Ithiel Horton. Horton to the lane, his floater goes, and we're tied at 8.
Very interesting that Horton is back after we heard from Coach Gallagher that it would be done for the season after getting that job in the Dominican Republic. But they do have some new additions today in Troy Brewster and Tyler Armstrong. No Chris Rubio today for them. No Phillips either. And no Sidney Brown as well. So kind of a depleted RKE team. Still have some core pieces, but think that this is definitely going to be one of their toughest tests of the season.
Seaview after that rebound and putback leads 10-8. Here's Horton. Moran, he'll try a spot up three and couldn't get it to go. Here's Rice. Driving, spinning, takes a jump hook and it goes. Wasn't really a jump hook, it was more of a turnaround, Jay. 12-8. Seaview leading in the early going. Here's Cardesi. Tries a three. Got it. Kyle Cardesi's been so good this year from downtown. His 44th made three of the season, and it's 12-11 as Rice to the rim, no good. Rebound, Horton. Here's Jack Collins. Drives, feeds Moran, who lays it up and in. And Dane Moran has played very well in the early going with the tough matchup of Chris Brady. RKE with the lead, up by one. Seaview with the ball. 5:09 to
Another
play.
travel.
Barnes commits to travel, and it will go back to RKE as Nick Davidson checks in alongside Troy Brewster. Here is Ithiel Horton. Gets to the foul line, spins, lays it up and in. It was a little short jump shot, and it's a three-point lead for RKE. Next whistle immediate. Rice to the lane, lays it in through contact. Euroing into the lane was Rice, and it's 15-14.
Rice has a few inches on Brewster, so it's going to be a tough matchup for him when Rice drives to the cup.
As Horton for three. Here's Xander Rice. Finds Chris Brady. Here's Barnes. Driving in, laying it up, no good. Davidson picks up his first rebound. RK in the break. And that pass deflected. Collins tried to get it to Brewster in the corner. Rice comes away with the steal. Rice got it, and the foul on a jump shot. He'll cut the lead to 2 when we get back. He's got one more at the line. RKE, Seaview Jeep, first of 2 here on JSBL. Welcome back to JSBL action. RKE and Seaview playing. Might not even be the most important game of the night, as we got Subway Series action going as well. 18-17 the score here. Cardesi corner 3. Left it short off the iron, and rebound went to Demir. Rice in transition. Went up like he was going to shoot a 3. Passes to Brady. Demir on the block. Working on Davidson. Tough shot. They steal it. Cardesi comes away with it, flying to the rim, laying, what happened?
Travel.
Travel on Cardesi. Tried to go behind the back, and it didn't quite go the way you wanted it to.
Really good transition defense there from Chris Brady to stop Kyle Cardesi. Pretty out of control, didn't have any numbers. It was just him, so he knew he was going to have to take it up, and Brady did a great job of standing his ground.
As I believe that's C.J. Ruoff who tried to lay
Mahoney.
it in. Mahoney, no good. He played well for Seaview the other night. Collins, long three, off the mark, no good. Colin Cavanaugh makes his return to the JSBL with the rebound, and Rice tries a three, no good. Here's Cardesi. Floater from the foul line goes. Nice move by Cardesi, showing he can do all on offense. Rice feeds Demir. Brady has it on the block. Has Davidson on him. Brady spinning, takes a two over Davidson, and that one falls, and it's a 1-point game again. Horton now has it. Drive to the rim, got it, and the foul. Through contact, Horton was able to take a strong drive along the baseline, and he's got a chance for one more at the charity stripe. Horton with one, 2:30 to play in quarter number one. RKE up now by 4 as that foul shot goes. Rice. Here's Brady down low, and that one tipped out of bounds by RKE. Armstrong will check back in for Ithiel Horton. Dan Singleton also back on the bench. He played a nice role the other night as Mahoney gets the mid-range to fall. Nice pure stroke there. Here's Cardesi. Finds Armstrong. Armstrong tries a three, couldn't get it, but they'll call contact, and a rare 3 foul shots for Tyler Armstrong. They'll get Harris on the foul, and Tyler Schmeling not happy with that call. Schmeltz.
RKE likes to run. They usually have 4 big men on their bench when they have everyone. It's typically Shaq Scott, Nick Davidson, Dane Moran, and Chris Rubio, but only with Moran and Davidson tonight. So with Chris Brady and Alahan Demir on the Seaview Jeep team, it's very interesting to see what game plan Coach Gallagher is going to throw their way, especially with a lead guard like Rice who can make things happen for them.
You also forget Andrew Phillips has played well for them as well as we approach 2 minutes to play. Colin Cavanaugh with the ball here. He gets it up top, will find Barnes in the corner. This one almost got tipped by Moran. Brady tries a three off the iron, no good. Collins the rebound. Jack running the floor, feeding the corner, and that one was thrown out of bounds. Seaview possession down by 4. Here is Malachi Harris with Rice on the bench. He's getting a chance to be the lead guard. Harris finds Barnes. Barnes, shot fake drives, lays it up, no good. Rebound by Davidson. Here's Collins. Davidson spinning inside, laying it up, denied by Brady. Here's Cavanaugh running the floor. Cavanaugh finds a cutting Mahoney. Mahoney gets a shot fake. Got it, and the foul. Ooh. Nice shot by Mahoney. He's played well off the bench to start tonight. And it's a 2-point lead with 1:10 to play in the first.
Mahoney last year was just an absolute beast for this Seaview team. Hasn't showed up a ton this year. Missed a lot of the first half of the season, but could be key down the stretch for this Seaview team. The Boston University alum, just very skilled down on the block, can also step out and hit it from the elbow as well, and can play above the rim.
Here's Cardesi on driving in, has got the contact and the foul and the shot to go as well. So RKE extends it back to 4. Something I want to say about Seaview, and it's been very impressive. Chris Brady, the shape that he's come into this summer with is incredibly impressive, and he's been a lot more mobile this summer compared to last, as Cardacey sees it go through on the foul shot. 5-point game. Kavanaugh, the main ball handler right now. Tyler Schmeltz trusting Kavanaugh, who is denied, but they'll call a foul. So Colin Kavanaugh, someone who does not score a lot, will go to the line. His first shot is off the mark from the foul line. Kavanaugh. He's got another to go, or splits a pair. 28-24, Collins feeds Davidson. Davidson likes to shoot from 3. That one grazed the backboard, no good. Harris the rebound. Brady gonna try to get it across half court. Good defense, and Cardacey poked the ball away, and they'll call a foul on, I believe, Davidson, who's in disbelief. With 23.2 to go, and RKE in the bonus, which means more Seaview free throws.
Both these teams being ultra aggressive on the defensive end. RKE picking up there at half court, trying to trap Brady to try and force a turnover. Now the shot clock will be off if they're able to secure a rebound here, if he makes both of them, in order to keep this at least maybe a one-possession game if he makes both of these.
Dan Singleton checks in. He played well in their win the other night over intern helpers. Brady missing on the second one. So RKE could hold for the final shot. Up by 3. They have the best three-point shooter in the league with the ball right now. When do they go into their offense? He's got 8 to shoot. Cardacey getting tripled. Finds Moran down low. Moran, and they're going to call a jump ball with 3 seconds to play.
And just a reminder that because it's NBA rules, this will be an actual jump ball, not a possession arrow. So if by some chance, very unlikely that Brady loses this jump, but if RKE wins this jump, they're going to have to get a shot off without running a play.
That one tipped out of bounds with 0.3 seconds to go. I think they should actually add a couple more seconds onto the clock. I think that went out with about 1.5 to go, but it's in vain, and RKE takes the lead into the second quarter. Find a strong first from Kyle Cardacey. Second quarter action just around the corner right after this break. Second quarter action here. JSBL, Dan Uzerski, and David Smith. RKE scored 28 in that first quarter. 24 of those points coming from Ithiel Horton, who was 13 on 5 of 5 from shooting, and Cardacey, who had 11. Rice led Seaview at 7 as Dan Singleton travels.
This might be the most travels we've seen called in a first half in my 2 years of calling this league.
And intern helpers isn't even playing. Here is Brady with the ball. Feeds Barnes in the corner for the three with short. Hit the iron.
Pretty cool to see Elijah Barnes and Kyle Cardacey back, but this time playing against each other, teammates at Mater Dei High School before they closed down. But both of them, obviously phenomenal players in high school and beyond, now taking the court against each other.
As Horton on one end with the mid-range and then Mahoney under the rim. And the lead's still 3. Collins, no points in that first quarter, and that ball went out of bounds. I believe it'll stay with RKE. Collins 0 for 3 in that first quarter. Did pick up 2 rebounds and a couple of helpers.
Another interesting tidbit, Dan, about this Seaview Jeep team. Very rarely do we see Robinson and Rice team up together.
You're right.
Both of them are here a lot, but I feel like we never see them on the same night. But like we talked about pregame, both of them are also ball-dominant guards, so I feel like both of them maximize their ability when the other isn't there.
And not only that, I feel like usually when these two play together, J-Rob gets the majority of the shots, but both have still not learned how to play with each other, as Armstrong completes the old-fashioned three-point play with the lead up to 6. No scoreboard tonight, or genius Nick is not here. Eddie filling in for him, doing a great job as always. As Rice's foul line jumper was left short. They're going to try to double Cardacey. He gets a long pass, and that one telegraphed to Demir. Here's Barnes. Stole it from Rice. Barnes tries to lay it up. No good, but contact and a foul.
Yeah, just an ill-advised pass there from Cardacey. That's going to lead to 2 Elijah Barnes free throws. Typically when we see whatever team limits the turnovers the most and the fast break points and the points off turnovers typically comes out to be the victor.
Barnes missing the first. He's got one more. Larry Marshall back in attendance tonight, was not here on Thursday. As they split a pair and the lead down to 5. Here's Horton, is a perfect 6 for 6. Here's Mahoney and another travel.
And all of these have been pretty much the same type of travel. It's not like any of them have taken more than 2 steps. It's literally been that all 4 of them have changed their pivot foot or lifted it up when they're about to drive.
Here's Brady, finds Barnes in the corner. Barnes is going to drive to the foul line, laying it up and in, no good. But Alahan Demir right there for the rebound and putback.
It's going to be difficult here for RKE with Demir, Barnes, and Brady on the even Mahoney too. That's 4 forwards on the floor at the same time, where RKE has probably, you would say, 3 guards, a guard-forward hybrid in Horton, and then Moran, who's more of a 4 than a 5. So 2 teams with very different philosophies right now.
As Brady pulling up from the foul line and getting it to go. And the lead's down to 1. Next whistle will be a wholesale line change for RKE as Horton yet to miss tonight. He's got 17. Horton has been fantastic, and Sean Gallagher has got to be happy that he's here and not in the Dominican Republic right now. As Mahoney tried to go behind the back, that one saved for a second by Horton, but he threw it right to Barnes, and Barnes got it to Demir, and it's a 1-point game again. Here's Cardacey. Gets a screen from Moran. Cardacey will drive to the baseline, gets it to Horton. Horton has been fantastic tonight. Finds Moran up top. Moran, jab step 3, off the mark, no good. Demir will get the rebound. Here's Chris Brady. Had a little bit of space up top. Finds Demir with the mismatch down low. He's got Singleton on him. Demir, jump hook. Couldn't go. Rebounded by Dan Singleton. And I've been impressed with how RKE's defended. As Singleton launching from 3, no good. Rice will get the rebound, and here comes Seaview in transition. Rice to the rim, laying it up, in, and the foul. Xander Rice gives Seaview Jeep the lead, and they have a chance for one more.
That's two insanely tough finishes for Xander Rice. Both with the offhand. He's just so crafty, so strong, knows how to use that body when he gets to his spot. Just a great finish there through contact from the Monmouth alum.
It's weird having you say the Monmouth alum. I think that's the first time I've heard it so far, as he goes and completes the old-fashioned three-point play. Here's Cardacci. Collins finds Davidson. Collins, Davidson back in. Cardacci gets Brady in the air and hits a three. The shot fake got Chris Brady, and the shot gave them the lead. Rice gonna try a step back three and couldn't answer. Cardacci flies up for the rebound. Here he is again, putting on the dribble move. Finds Davidson. Davidson, oh, nice feed, or nice shot fake, and then he missed the layup.
Definitely thought he got hit.
He might have as well. Here's Tellisford. Finds Barnes in the corner. Barnes gets it to Demir, and there's a foul. That one going against Troy Brewster.
Yeah, I mean, just when you don't have the height that you typically have in Rubio and Shaq Scott, who would also be very useful, they'd probably put him on Barnes, but it's just going to be an uphill battle for them in the paint. Even Davidson, it's going to be very tough for him on Brady.
Well, Davidson usually runs the four for them, as Brady couldn't get the shot to go. But the size advantage looming large there as he gets the rebound and puts it back in. Collins still no points. 15 minutes into the game.
You knew defensively it was going to be an uphill battle, but it's very impressive that they are still in this game. He has been terrific.
Ethiel Horton is now 8 for 8. He's yet to miss.
But they are still in this game because of their unselfish play on the offensive end.
And there's a steal. RKE in the break. Cardacci gonna pull up for three and get it. Cardacci's got his fourth three of the night. And RKE back up by 4.
If Kyle Cardacci is open for three and you do not get a hand up, he is gonna make you pay. Just based on watching him in this league, I know he's probably anywhere from like a high 30 to a low 40% three-point shooter. I feel like watching him, he seems like he's around a 50% free throw shooter. It just seems like he does not miss.
Rice with the layup, and then RKE couldn't answer on the Brewster three, and you're right. Cardacci just such an impressive player, how he uses his body, how smart he is as a three-point shooter. Really impressing as Demir gets a layup. Cutting, and we're tied at 43. The guy who has the ball right now has been ultra impressive as well. Horton 8 for 8 from the field. Here's Davidson. Davidson fakes the three. Drives, lays it up, no good. Rebound by Brady. Here comes Seaview. Rice is a man to beat. He drives, feeds Barnes, who lays it up and in. And Seaview back in front, 45-43. Cardacci, transition, triple, off the mark, no good. Rushed that one a little bit. Here's Rice. Next whistle will be immediate. Rice thought about the three, finds Demir. Can take his time. Wide open three and missed. I think he slowed himself down too much there as Collins finds Cardacci in the corner. He tries a three, making it. And RKE back in front, 3 minutes to play in the half.
I think when Coach Tyler Schmeltz hits halftime and he's talking to his players, I think the center of attention surrounding the game plan is going to be not letting number 1 in orange have an open three, because he always makes it.
As Brewster missing on the transition make, Collins saves it. Cardacci, another three.
I mean, anytime he is open, he knocks it down. Just an absolute microwave from beyond the arc.
He's up to at least 26. As that's his fifth three of the half, as Rice lays it in and the foul. And finally, we've hit a media with 2:27 to play in half number 1. RKE Seaview Jeep, the first of our doubleheader tonight, not disappointing so far. Welcome back to JSBL action. 49-47 to score. Xander Rice with the chance to complete a old-fashioned three-point play. And both of these teams entered tonight needing to do what they needed to do well to win. Seaview was being more dominant down low, and RKE was unselfish play in the three-pointer, and both teams have done exactly what they've set out to do.
I think the most underrated part of Rice's game, everybody knows he's a good shooter. Everybody knows he's crafty with a good handle, can set up his teammates. But Xander Rice's ability to get downhill and to the rim and finish through contact is as good as anyone in this league. He's had a few really tough finishes at the rim today.
And not even that, as Davidson drives and misses, but he'll get two at the line. There's not a better free throw shooter in this league maybe than Xander Rice. Was one of the tops in the country last year for Monmouth. And every time he's at the line, it's almost like you're giving him two free points. So you play a dangerous game when you try to go up and commit contact against Xander Rice.
Big attempt here at the line from Davidson. Every point here at the line is going to matter for RKE down the stretch, because we know that this Seaview team can put up points in bunches without having their typical big men in the middle. It's going to be tough for them defensively.
As Davidson hits that one as we approach 2 minutes to play. Yankees up against the Mets as somehow Gleyber Torres has hit a home run. Here's Mahoney working in. Jump hook no good. Cardacci soars for the rebound. Here's a three and a make for Horton. He is still perfect from the field tonight. And it's a 5-point game again. Rice working. Foul line Jay. Oh man. How about Xander Rice tonight? Leading Seaview Jeep in points scored. It's a 3-point game approaching 90 seconds to play.
You think when Xander and J-Rob are texting back and forth, and when J-Rob's saying like, I'm not going to be here tonight, you think Xander's happy because then he knows that he can put on the show, drop 40 points, because he's typically not that ball handle or that ball dominant guard when J-Rob is here, and it's typically the J-Rob show whenever he's here.
And rightfully so. It's not as good as Xander is, you're not going to give way to one of the best players in the league's history. But you might be right. And there was that game last year where these two teams met in the playoffs, and it was Xander and Jack putting on a thriller in double overtime as Dan Singleton gets inside and spins with the layup.
Singleton has been a spark plug for this RKE team these past 2 weeks. Showed some really great energy on both sides of the floor. As you see him run on the floor very well here. But a good addition.
Cardacci missing on the floater, no good. He gets his own rebound. Here's Collins. And Collins' pass was tipped out of bounds by Mahoney. I can't believe and you just showed me your phone. I can't believe the Mets gave up a home run to Gleyber Torres, of all people.
Yeah, not the way I would predict to open up the scoring.
As Davidson hits on a three. And it's 58-50. Rice trying to answer, and he does. 5-point game again, 35 seconds to play. In half number one, Collins.
Definitely got away with the carry there.
Oh, did he? As Collins tried to lay it up, no good. 24 seconds to play. 3-second differential between the shot and the game clock. That one denied by Horton, but Demir was right there for the rebound and put back.
That was great defense there from IT. Just very unlucky that Alahan Demir was in the right place at the right time, but RKE here with a chance to extend their lead.
They can hold for the final shot. Cardacci driving, flipping one up, no good. Rebound, Barnes. Barnes got it off at the buzzer. Couldn't get it off the backboard, no good. And that takes us to half number two with the score 58-55. Seaview trailing by 3.
Welcome back. We are ready for half number 2 here in Manasquan. It's just me, David Smith, right now. I'm pretty sure our play-by-play, Dan Yuzerski, his dinner is disagreeing with him right now as he is in the bathroom. So I'll give you the play-by-play action for a little bit. See the gentleman to my right smiling at that, but when you got to go, I guess. It's RKE starting with it. Cardacy bringing it up. Typically not their primary ball handler, but without Sidney Brown, he's been handling those duties tonight. Collins with it now in the far corner. He'll take the 3. No good. Collins 0 for 6 now. 0 for 5, excuse me, from the floor. Can't get anything going. Here's Rice. Ithiel Horton defending. Looking for Brady down on the block. Gets it to him. Back out to Demir. Demir will try the triple. Can't get it to go. Barnes came soaring in for the putback poster, but couldn't get it to go. Rice, the floater, no good. The tip in, no good by Demir. 3 attempts for Seaview Jeep, not one goes down. Davidson leaves it. The step back jumper, good to go by Tyler Armstrong. He's got 7. He's been a good addition off the bench for RKE in the absence of Myers, Brown, and Rubayo. Brady with it at the top of the key. Stolen away by Cardacy. Cardacy, one man to beat. Tries the lay-in, gets it to go. Kyle Cardacy with the layup off the steal as Brady turns it over. And just like that, huge swing in momentum as RKE now has a 7-point lead with the ball back, with the opportunity to make this a double-digit game for the first time today. Cardacy drives right. The layup too strong with the left. Rebounded by Brady. Rice will push, and he gets through, splits the defenders with the ease to lay it in. Xander Rice has been so good driving to the hole. That's Armstrong again. This one couldn't get it to go. Coach Gallagher saying to move the ball, not to hunt shots on that sideline. They've been a little selfish to start this second half. Collins cross court to Davidson. Davidson, the pump fake, drives, can't get it to go, rebounded by Brady. Brady looks to push, gets it to Rice. Rice, the bounce back into Brady. Good feed from Rice as Brady lays it in. That 4-0 run from RKE wiped away as now Seaview goes on a 4-0 run of their own. Cardacy leaves it for Armstrong. Armstrong drives on Tellisford, can't finish. Rebounded by Brady, but tipped away by Armstrong into the hands of Davidson, no good. This time rebounded by Rice. Xander Rice drives, dishes to Barnes. Barnes can't lay it in. Elijah Barnes misses the bunny. As in transition, Tellisford will commit the touch foul. What a mental error there from Barnes.
How'd he miss that?
That's one that you don't see too often, and one that could bite you in the butt, especially when you're only down by 3 points.
No, and that's an easy one, and that's going to be one of those that if you're a coach, you're so angry at because, as I welcome you guys back, some minor technical difficulties for me, as Horton to the rim, his first miss of the night. But if you're a coach, just go and lay it in. As Rice has it, Brady now on the block, gives it to Mahoney. Finds Malachi Harris in the corner. Harris got a man in the air and got the shot off, but that one no good. Collins the rebound.
Instead of stepping through there after getting Cardacy in the air, I would have liked to have seen Harris draw the contact to try and get to the line.
Speaking of drawing contact, that is just what Tyler Armstrong just did, and he's got 2 awaiting him at the charity stripe.
You would have been very upset if it actually happened, but Elijah Barnes came soaring in for a putback poster. Just missed it. But you would have been gone for all the span of maybe 3 game minutes and had, I think Savon Myers' dunk of the year would have been revoked, and that it would have gone to Elijah Barnes because he came soaring in.
I mean, there's a guy that could put up some of the highlight reel dunks that will be playing later tonight when I talk to him. Seems like Valencia is going to be a go for ACI in game number 2. So you and Alec will have a chance to see the high-flying kid out of Columbia.
Curious to see. Good lay in there from Mahoney, good pass from Demir, but curious to see if Josh Pierre-Louis will suit up tonight for Larson Ford, given that the NBA Summer League just ended. Obviously, he was playing in that. Ended yesterday, though, so seems unlikely, but definitely a possibility if he flew back home today.
Well, if he did, that's a huge get back for RKE. Remember, it's a long flight from Vegas to Jersey. I mean, it's for Larson, I should say. But I'm interested to see if he's here tonight. That changes everything for Larson, who's really had a tough year without him. And really the only guy that they've been able to rely on to put points in the basket is Nate Pierre-Louis, and at times he hasn't been efficient as Horton misses, but he's fouled, and he's got 2 at the strike.
I mean, Larson made it to the quarterfinals last year. Or no, excuse me, the semifinals. They were in it against, I believe it was Ortho, where they lost that game. But like we said, they are a very talented team, especially when they have everyone there. But just Pierre-Louis, a great player, but they just don't play well together. It's not team basketball like you see with RKE. It's a lot of isolation. But the thing about Larson Ford, which really gets them, they do play pretty good defense. But this league, especially in today's day and age of basketball, is built around shooters. Nate Pierre-Louis is someone who gets to the rim with ease and can lay it in for 2 and can play above the rim. But they don't have many shooters, and I think that that's where they've seen a little bit of a lack of success this year, even though they've lost Pierre-Louis for a week and they've been missing a couple of guys, but they just don't have a ton of shooters.
As Cardacci, after the Rice-made 3, lays it in. Yeah, it's almost like they're the exact opposite of what Ortho and Jay does. And Ortho and Jay finally solved that problem by getting Mensa and replacing Weish with Mensa this year, as that one doesn't go from Demir. Rebound was by RKE, but Brady gets the steal and lays it in. But how Mensa's really helped, as I believe Collins just traveled, with how Denzel Mensa has helped Seaview Jeep, or not Seaview Jeep, Ortho and Jay, would be how a guy like Cardacci or a shooter could help Larson Ford.
And with how ball dominant Pierre-Louis is, you don't need someone like Cardacci who can play on the balls, crafty, can create his own shot. You literally just need someone that can stretch the floor. Doesn't even have to have the ball. Great shot there from Mahoney. But you literally just need someone that is going to stretch the floor and allow you to not have to take it. Because with them not having any shooters, Nate Pierre-Louis just gets double-teamed every single time he drives to the hole because there's no one out there to knock down the 3. If you get a shooter, they can't double.
The one guy that you'd think that could really help them, and he hasn't been there for them, Jamie Calloway is a big difference maker when he suits up for Larson Ford.
Callaway's a great shooter. Obviously, Ron Harper, if he is eligible for the playoffs, we heard that it's a possibility he might be in uniform for 2 games in the regular season to have postseason eligibility, but he would allow for them to stretch the floor. But I'm curious to see if they would get Harper, how it would affect the usage rate of Nate Pierre-Louis, because you would think they would give the ball to Harper and have him be the dominant player with the ball in his hands if he was on the floor.
Yeah, and news out of Rutgers, Dylan, his younger brother, I believe, just went for surgery on his knee. So interesting to see what would end up happening with Ron. And if they get Ron back, that's a big get. That might be the best player in terms of just straight overall talent in the league and overall success as well.
They also haven't had Andre Hyatt in a little bit, too. Not a great shooter, but definitely a difference maker that they've been missing. But they really need to get their guys here if they want to make a push in the playoffs. But as of right now, with the guys that they have had, definitely looking like an uphill battle.
Well, here's the thing. If they have all these guys, and if they have all their guys, and not guys like Warren or Luster, I mean, you have their number 1 guys, that there's no team in this league that would want to play them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I mean, definitely the most depleted team in the league right now. hopefully they get their guys back because it would make it more fun for us to call as we'd see a lot more star power in closer games.
As Rice got the steal, took it all the way to the rim and then missed the shot. Horton, Cardesi left open again, a three, goes! And Cardesi gives RKE the lead after Mahoney completed the old-fashioned three-point play to give Seaview the lead.
I think now I'm at the point willing to make the statement that there's no better spot-up shooter in this league than Kyle Cardesi.
Well, if he is, we haven't seen him.
Justin Robinson obviously doesn't usually have an open shot because he always draws the attention of the defense, but Kyle Cardesi always manages to find himself open and always knocks down that open shot.
As Horton misses, but Singleton right there for the rebound and put back in the lead up to 4. 4 minutes to play in quarter number 3.
And that's the hustle that Alex Singleton brings to your squad. Just a motor that never ends. Real mismatch right here.
Brady left open on the 3. Oh, nice feed to Harris and another travel, and that is one that you'd love to not have and a possession you love to have back if you're Seaview Jeep.
Brady's got to take that 3 there. I like the unselfishness, but Brady's a capable stretch big that can knock down the 3. He had an open 3 there. I think that was a little too unselfish.
As Cardesi hit back rim, no good. That's what he was feeling himself on that one and just missed. Rice finds Barnes in the corner. Demir down low and then a whistle. Believe that will be a foul on Ethiel Horton. It was actually Mahoney down low. Rice inbounds. Mahoney working on Singleton. Singleton took a shot to the face, and then Mahoney fell down. And
took a shot to the face, but still stood his ground.
Another good defensive stand from RKE, who I don't know if it's a stretch right now, but I think we could flat out call them the best defensive team in the league.
Yeah, I think it's definitely safe to say. I think there's better defensive players on other teams, but I think it's safe to say that nobody plays more together on defense and as a unit than RKE. And they never give up. They are always trying to get a hand up on every play. You see other teams, sometimes they'll give up the easy layup. RKE does not give up.
And not even that, as Horton has it. Here's Singleton. Drives, and that one denied by Mahoney. But you got to give credit to someone who, in my opinion, as Rice tries the 3, should be Coach of the Year. That one missing and then a whistle. Sean Gallagher has more than deserved, in my opinion, to be the Coach of the Year. I mean, I think Joe Fagan's the other argument.
I think that's who it's going to come down to.
But if you had to give my vote, I mean, RKE finished as the 5 last year. They're 6-1 right now. If they can hang on to this lead, they'll be 7-1 as Seaview in the bonus. And not only that, they won the first ever in-season tournament in JSBL history.
Well, I mean, Coach of the Year, obviously, I don't think they do that, which maybe that would be a pretty cool feature to add into this league. But the thing is with Coach of the Year, it all comes down to how you view it. Both teams had very solid additions. ACI Robins Ness went from the worst team in the league, and now they're going for, what, their 4th win tonight?
Yes.
Which is so impressive. Obviously, adding guys like Fagan, Kimbrough, and Grennan has contributed to that, but so has Coach Fagan. And obviously the additions of Savon Myers, Chris Rubio, Kyle Cardesi, just to name a few. Ithiel Horton as well, who's been tremendous tonight, has been the part of the reason why RKE has been so successful. But I think Coach of the Year shouldn't always go to the team that's doing the best, which RKE is, but they've obviously made a huge jump. But it's tough to say. Both coaches have done a tremendous job with their respective squads.
A Singleton there and the lead up to 7.
Tried the Alvarado there.
Approaching 2 minutes to play. Here's Rice with it. Lost the handles on it for a second. He's got Singleton on him. You know who Singleton reminds me of a little bit? As there's a 3 and Mahoney off the mark. He reminds me a little bit of and how his plays and the energy he brings is that one out of bounds. I don't know how you feel. Larry Smith.
I like it defensively. Both are very pesky perimeter defenders and do not stop playing. Their motor is just tremendous. But I think Larry Smith is a much more complete offensive player than Singleton is.
Yeah.
But I do like the comparison defensively.
And even like the personalities that they both bring. As Mahoney thought about the three, is looking to get it to Kavanaugh, and he gets it to Rice now. Dumping it down low. Mahoney finds Demir, tries a three from the corner, and that one goes, and a lead down to 4. 79-75, 90 seconds remain in quarter number 3. Singleton thought about the three, passes it to Davidson. Here's Collins in the corner, working around a screen, finds Davidson down low, who's fouled.
And that was a tremendous seal there from Nick Davidson. He was pushing Alahan Demir back towards the basket to get that ball into a spot where Demir couldn't do anything about it. It was either letting the layup in or fouling. So a good job by Davidson to use his wide frame to get under that hoop and seal his defender to get the favorable matchup underneath the rim.
As Davidson's got a couple at the line. Minute 14 to play. It actually splits a pair. So 80-75, 70 seconds remain in the third quarter. Demir finds Rice. Step back three for Xander Rice. How do you do? Number 14.
With the amount of triples Horton and Cardace are hitting tonight, they're going to need Rice to really step it up from beyond the arc. Obviously, they're doing a great job inside taking advantage of the mismatches, but if they're going to want to keep up, they're going to have to hit some threes because at the end of the day, obviously 3 points is worth more than 2, so they're going to have to be able to keep up with RKE on the offensive end.
As Singleton got it and the foul. Responding to your comments about his offensive game is Dan Singleton.
Hey, I didn't say that he was bad offensively. I just said he wasn't as complete. That was a great move by Singleton. I've done nothing but praise Singleton since he's been here. I think he is exactly the energizer that this team needed and does a really good job of bothering the opposing team's primary ball handler.
As it's a 5-point game, 40 seconds in quarter number 3. Rice. Davidson went for the steal, and Rice was able to keep it. Demir fakes the three, drives, lays it up, no good, but contact and a foul will send Alahan Demir to the line with 29.3 seconds to play in the third.
Davidson, good attempt at the steal there, but after Demir got the ball on the perimeter, just a very lazy closeout, which led to Demir getting into the paint with ease to draw the foul. Can't happen if you're Davidson, but now with a 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, curious to see if RKE tries to go 2 for 1 on the next possession or if they hold it down for 1 to try and give Seaview only 5 seconds to score on the following possession.
It's an interesting thing to do, and if I'm RKE, I'd go for the 2 for 1, the way they are able to run the floor in transition.
But it'd be tough to go 2 for 1 because you need a shot within 5 seconds. You need to get up and down the court quick and hoist it.
Which is something they could potentially do. It's looking like they won't do that as Horton holds. About a 5-second differential between the shot and the game clock. Singleton spinning inside, laying it up and in. Dan Singleton, a couple of tough shots, and it's a 5-point lead again. Seaview can hold for the final shot as the clock is turned off.
That was a great finger roll there. Good job of using his body to get to the right spot.
Kavanaugh tries a three, and that one off the mark. And then a foul, and that'll send Seaview to the line.
Terrible foul. I'm not sure if that was Mahoney or Demir. They got Demir for that, but just that's 2 extra points most likely here, or at least the opportunity. But good job there from RKE defensively because I think Kavanaugh,
the one guy you'd want to shoot the shot.
He is absolutely the one guy you want to shoot that shot. So especially with 2 seconds left on the game clock, you're willing and happy that he took that shot. And if he makes it, so be it. That's a good shot.
It's kind of crazy to me that he took that shot to begin with. Because
he was open. I mean, I don't blame him for shooting it. 2 seconds left, you got to get a shot up. But RKE did a good job of guarding their other shooters on the perimeter and letting Kavanaugh make him hit that.
As Barnes, that will end the quarter, but a point, I mean, out of the 5 guys on the floor, I mean, and even on the bench, Colin Kavanaugh is probably the last person on Seaview Jeep that I'd want taking that shot if I'm Coach Tyler Schmeltz in that situation. As we head to quarter number 4, Seaview Jeep trailing by 6.
Is wild.
Welcome back to JSBL action. Don't listen to the hot mic that Dan was just caught on. That does that mean Nick Castellanos is hitting a home run tonight?
Oh, no.
As Rice launches from 3, and that one off the mark. Demir, the rebound and putback. If they win tonight, he's made a strong case to be player of the game.
I think it comes down to 2 guys on both sides. I think it's
That's
Cardacey and Horton for RKE, and I think it's Demir and Rice for CVG.
Another 3 for Cardacey, the lead up to 7. Demir driving, flipping one up, no good. Rebound, Mahoney, and then he was stripped of the ball, but they'll call a foul on Davidson.
Davidson wants to check the cameras.
So we'll pull up the stream for the referees if they want us to, but I don't think that's going to end up happening.
I'm not going to lie, though. With me doing the post-game interview, if RKE wins, I'm getting a little sick of Kyle Cardacey coming up here. I mean, he's here every game with me. I want to interview someone else.
I think if
nice guy, but
I think it'll end up being Horton tonight. I mean, just because of the pure efficiency of what Ethiel has done. As Mahoney, first one goes. Wow, I have to say it's interesting that the refs called a shot foul on that one, because it looked like it was a on the floor foul, as Mahoney splits a pair at the line, and it'll go to RKE after it was tipped out by Chris Brady. Something to point out tonight is Seaview RKE is winning, and Jack Collins doesn't have a point through 3 quarters.
Jack has not played a great game offensively today, but he just impacts the game in so many ways, whether it's getting rebounds, hunting down loose balls, or playing good defense. Even if he's having an off-shooting game, which you saw at Monmouth happened a few times last year, he'll find another way to impact the game, and that's exactly what he's doing today, as you see him get the stop there.
Oh, they had Cardacey, but Rice is able to pick off the pass. Rice, foul line J, no good. Rebound. Collins fighting for it with Barnes, and it'll go off of Elijah Barnes. RKE basketball.
That was definitely off of Jack Collins there, but I also thought that it was an over-the-back foul on Barnes, so I guess it just kind of cancels out.
Ref's gonna ref. That's what I'll say, as Cardacey has had a great night from 3, and that pass just missed Moran, who was wide open down low. Back to Seaview Jeep. As Dan Singleton giving his encouragement on the bench, and that's what you love if you're a teammate, is you have a guy that cares as much as Dan Singleton does. Oh, nice pass inside to Demir, who's fouled on the shot attempt. Brady with a nice feed to Demir, and Demir's got a chance for 2 at the stripe.
Brady having a good game. Came into this fourth quarter with 16 and 14 for Seaview. Just always making a tremendous impact. But I think the biggest surprise this year is that the leading rebounder of the league right now is not Mike Amon, it's Chris Brady.
Granted, Brady hasn't played as much as Big Mike, but he is
I don't know, because Amon has
unmatched.
missed a few games. They've probably played around the same. Maybe Big Mike has played 1 or 2 more games. But I think it's a lot closer than you might think.
Cardesi on the jumper goes. Demir was open for 3. He holds it, gives to Brady on the block. Brady down low, spinning, laying it up, no good. Rebound goes to Collins. Here they come, pushing the floor. Collins open, Cardesi for 3. Unstoppable. And a lead up to 10 for RKE.
I just don't get how he continues to be so open, and they're not learning that if he's open, he's going to knock it down.
It's unbelievable as Brady's jump shot doesn't go. Demir tips it in. Actually, Mahoney, the guy on the deuce who tips it in. Here's Horton. Horton, step back 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Collins the rebound. Tried to find Cardesi, who was too busy chirping a fan in the stands to look for the pass. An interesting sequence of events on that offensive possession.
I mean, given Cardesi is 7 for 10 from 3, I don't really think that you can make an argument for him to give it up. And I think he shot well within rhythm this whole game, to be honest.
Horton, Davidson, transition 3 off the mark, no good. Rebound out to Mahoney, tips it to Rice. Rice running the floor, laying it up, and no good. Rebound and put back by Mahoney. Wanted a foul, didn't get it.
We've seen some really interesting things happen these past 2 days at the JSBL, to say the least.
No one ejected so far tonight.
No, but I think that's the first player-fan interaction we've seen definitely this season. I'm not sure if we had one last year, but
it's timeout on the floor. I mean, that's the beauty of this league. You see something new every single night. Like the other night, we saw Savon Myers. Do I say it? Do I say what I said?
No.
Okay. We saw Savon Myers with a
yes.
ferocious dunk.
Yeah, there you go. That's more like it.
And I'm not getting a pause from you like I did from him. So you do see something new, and you see some of the greatest dunks you ever see. You see some great half-court shots. You see some great basketball like we've seen tonight. And tonight we've seen a fan that might have been going a little overboard.
Is that Nas Hart that just walked in?
I
don't think we've seen him in uniform this year.
I don't think so either.
He's a top 100, at least top 150 recruit in his class at College Achieve. He'll be a good addition for Larson.
Larson gets all these high school guys. I mean, we're still waiting on TJ Copeland. A nice pass from Cardesi. Moran couldn't finish. That time he does.
Copeland is up at Northern Illinois, so I don't think we're going to see him all year. But he would have been a tremendous addition for them. Would have given them another warm body in the middle.
As Rice trying a 3, and that one rimmed out. Rebound tipped off of Elijah Barnes, who continues to voice his displeasure to the officials.
I think this next minute and a half is going to determine the outcome of this game. 8 is where it starts to become danger time. They got to get some stops, especially after that bucket from Moran, in order to stay in this one.
10-point game, 6 minutes to play as Moran hit the long 2. Rice to the rim, lost it. And they're going to call a push on RKE.
Coach Gallagher can't believe it on the RKE sideline. Looked like it was a little bit of a mix of a push and just being a little bit out of control, so it could have gone either way.
They get it in. Demir thought about the three as Collins, and now he's going to take it and make it. What a huge three there for Alahan Demir, and the lead down to 7.
If you're RKE, too, you'll take that shot. That was a good closeout by Collins. Had a hand in the face. Not the highest percentage shooter from deep is Demir.
And a steal. Mahoney running the floor. Mahoney to the rim. Got it. No foul call, but the lead down to 5. Cardesi. Collins has struggled tonight and still pointless. Horton gets a screen, tries a three, nailing it. And the perfect answer for RKE, and the lead back to 8.
One thing I noticed about the jump shot of Ithiel Horton, he jumps so high on his release.
As Xander Rice with the answer. 5-point game, 5 minutes to play.
Trading buckets now.
Cardesi, I'm waiting for him to shoot another three. Finds Davidson. Collins. Cardesi trying a three. Off the mark on this one. Collins the rebound. He'll try a three and hit it.
The most important shot in basketball is the next one. Jack Collins coming into this quarter had not hit one from beyond the arc, but that is a huge shot there.
And Rice right back with the answer. And it's a 5-point game again. We might have game of the year candidate so far as Horton along too. That one goes. Trading bucket for bucket.
They counted that a 3, not a 2.
It's the trade deadline here in JSPL. Rice lost the ball. Davidson, Cardesi in transition. He'll try an open three and hit.
I've seen the gentleman to the left of me be a little quiet. Kyle Cardesi just continues to show why he is the leading three-point maker in this league. I believe he's got to be up there in percentage, too. I know he's first in field goals made, but with how many he makes and how efficient he's been in every game, he's got to be up there in efficiency as well. We can get that that stat for you, I'm pretty sure. But just what a tremendous player Kyle Cardesi is.
3:56 left to go in the fourth quarter. Seaview Jeep needs a rally, trailing by 11. Actually, we're staying here. It's been a great, and you talk about how efficient Cardesi's been, and I've been so impressed that I don't think there's a player in the league that has a better form in terms of shooting the basketball than Kyle Cardesi does. If you're a coach and if you want to teach when you're teaching your younger players how to play, Kyle Cardesi is a model of consistency and a guy that you'd love to teach his form.
Yeah, he's definitely a fundamentally sound basketball player for sure.
And you mentioned the story has been great with him. As Seaview needing a little bit of a round lead. The game not over yet, but this next 56 seconds to a minute is as important as any for the team in red trying to avoid a loss here tonight.
But yeah, from walk-on at Bryant to JUCO, and to end up at St. Peter's. Tremendous story.
What was not tremendous was that offensive possession for Seaview Jeep. They turned it over. And RKE moving closer and closer to their 7th win and towards locking down that 1 seed, which can't be necessarily clinched tonight, but a step closer to it nonetheless. Horton has it here. Shot fake, driving in on Rice, flipping one up, no good, but contact on Rice and a foul, and that'll send Horton to the line for 2.
It's a back-breaking foul there for Seaview Jeep. Only 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Would have been a huge stop for them, but IT a very high percentage free throw shooter. But going back to your point of the one, sorry, blanked out a little bit, but locking up the 1 seed. I'm pretty sure that they'd be able to get it done within their next 2 games after this if they won out. Because I'm pretty, second place is, I believe it's Ortho.
One more win
and
for
they get it done,
is,
yeah.
Our great producer Eddie tells us that one inside to Demir. He found Moran in the air and took advantage. making the shot. He's got one more at the free throw line. Remember, tonight's second game is ACI Robbins. They'll be playing in the black uniforms against Larson Ford, who may or may not have the Pierre-Louis brothers tonight.
I think they'll have Nate. I think it's a question of if Josh comes tonight.
That free throw no good. Collins on the rebound. 3 minutes to play. As Collins floating one up, no good. Rebound, Demir. Seaview's got numbers if they push. Rice tries a three and couldn't hit. Rebound, saved by Mahoney, gets it to Rice. Rice looking, Brady. They find Barnes. Barnes driving in, laying one up, no good. That one blocked by Davidson. Collins the rebound. Oh! Almost a highlight reel feed, and Moran was not ready for it.
I love this guy.
Much to the dismay of our wonderful fan to our left.
I love this guy. I thought I was into these games, whether I'm doing PA or in the booth with you. I bring the energy. He brings the energy like no other.
And Dane Moran is beside himself with almost every foul call at this point. And that'll get the 5th foul on Dane. So that'll send Seaview back to the line. Some NFL notes. Michael Gallup retiring.
Really?
After 8 seasons. I mean,
he's been in the league for that long.
7 or 8 seasons. Was a good receiver, and then the guy couldn't stay healthy if his life depended on it.
Jake Ferguson fantasy owners are going to be rewarded with that news.
Well, he was on the Raiders.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he wasn't on the Cowboys anymore.
Yeah, Cowboys are going all in this year.
Well, I mean, who do they have? They have Adams and Myers in that core. Do they still have Renfro? I think he's not on a team anymore.
I'm not sure.
But obviously Bowers and Mayer as well.
As Barnes on the deuce and then a foul, so RKE let Seaview Jeep kind of get away with highway robbery of 2 points right there.
2 points in the span of maybe 2 seconds, too, so they need quick buckets to be able to get back into this game, and it doesn't get quicker than that.
Barnes cuts it to 8, so still some time. 2:23. RK needs a couple of good offensive possessions that'll go deep into the shot clock.
You got to pick up full court here.
Here's Collins trying a 3. Off the mark, no good. Seaview Jeep still has 2 minutes to play. Chance to cut it to 5 with a 3. Here's Demir running the baseline, driving, and getting it to go. It's a 6-point game. And 1:55 to play.
Just takes one stop for this to be a potential one-possession game. Mismatch here, though, for Cardacy.
Cardacy driving, flipping one up, no good. Rebound, Demir. Here comes Seaview. Rice got positioning. Demir to the lane and lays it in. It's a 4-point game. Timeout RKE. With 1:35 left in this one. And how about Seaview Jeep not going away easily?
1:35 is a lot of time for a 4-point game, too. Just poor transition defense and poor execution on the offensive end the past couple of possessions for RKE to allow them to get back into this. I don't know why they were playing on the run so much. They got to slow down that pace. The clock is on your side. Get a good shot. They tried to push it way too much, in my opinion.
Well, I think that's RKE playing to their game, and at that point it did backfire because RKE is one of the fastest offensive teams in the league.
Well, Cardacy, every time he's up here asking about their game plan, what their brand of basketball is, he always says it's getting out and running. But at the same time,
you have to
late game, you have to know exactly when to do it. And that is not the time, especially when you have good free throw shooters on your squad like Horton, like Cardacy, like Collins, who can all knock it down late game if you get that clock low and manage a lead.
Poor situational awareness there for RKE, and Seaview Jeep licking their chops, only down by 4 right now.
Curious to see what Coach Gallagher drew up out of the timeout, because this is probably the biggest possession of the game thus far for both squads.
Seaview Jeep will press. Another mismatch here. Cardesi. Demir switches on to him. They find Collins. Cardesi with Demir on him. He's going to get a screen from Moran. Now it's Brady on him. Cardesi drives. Finds Davidson. His two. Off the mark. No good. Demir the rebound. A minute 15 to play. Here's Xander Rice with the ball. Rice on Collins. Rice driving in. Flipping one up. No good. Rebound. Horton. Contact there. They didn't call it. A minute to play in the first one.
Xander had his sights on one thing, and that was the rim. Kind of had tunnel vision. Didn't look for any of his teammates there. Wanted to get a quick shot, but that definitely was not the best one.
Collins working on Mahoney. Collins a three. Got the space. Couldn't get the shot in. And then that one tipped off of Mahoney. Mahoney tipped it out of bounds, and it'll stay with RKE 13 to shoot. Actually make that 12. No, 14.
Yep, brand new shot clock for them. That's big. They can completely reset the possession here, and it looks like that's what they're going to do, especially with this mismatch of Brady on Cardesi.
Cardesi. Moran finds himself open down low, and he lays it in. 33.4 seconds to play. Rice. The other way. Finds Mahoney. He'll try a three. Off the mark. No, it rattles in!
Don't speak too soon.
3-point game.
Talk about shooter's touch.
Cardesi. They haven't fouled him yet. What are they doing? Cardesi still getting out of it. They get Davidson.
That's who you want to foul.
Here's Collins. And finally a foul on Seaview. But way too much time went down on the clock.
I think that's only their first foul inside the last 2 minutes. No, they're going to get it side out here. Why would you wait that long?
That's unbelievable that just happened. And
knowing that you had one to give, too, you have to foul immediately.
you talk about RKE having bad situational awareness about a minute and a half ago with game to go. That was equally as bad in terms of situational awareness. That might be worse.
At least the shots that RKE was getting and not converting on weren't terrible shots.
Not by any means.
That is just a complete brain fart.
But also, you got to give credit to Cardesi. He made everyone miss. Like a running back in football, he looked like Saquon Barkley out there. So still a little bit of time for Seaview Jeep, but they've now found themselves in the Xander Rice mode of this happened against Campbell, but how is Xander Rice going to find a way to?
And I think here, wow, and they're not going to. I was going to say you take your extra defender of the inbounder and you try and get it to foul right away, but they're going to keep Brady on him.
And they found the one guy you probably don't want to foul in Cardesi.
And it's two fouls, not one, or two free throws, excuse me, not one and one, which is huge. So you would imagine Cardesi knocks down, I mean, at least one of these, but like we saw, miracles can happen. J-Rob missed that technical free throw in the Royal Rumble.
And Cardesi's got his first. Even if he misses this next one, that's still a win for Seaview Jeep.
Oh, I mean, without a doubt, you'll take every point that you can get, but
doesn't miss. And a timeout by Seaview Jeep with 9.3 seconds to play.
It is big, though, because the ball doesn't – I do believe the ball advances here, which it does. So you can get a quick shot here, but if you get a quick shot and make it, I think really at this point you do kind of necessarily need a three, because if you don't get a three here, you're going to have to bank on a steal. So I'd be surprised if their shot attempt here with only 9 seconds left is anything but a three. But we'll see what happens. Curious to see what is drawn up here. Would have to imagine it's something for Xander Rice, as Nate Pierre-Louis and Sean Grennan have both entered the building. Don't see Josh with Nate, but
that's a big get back for ACI Robbins next. Grennan's been a huge three-point shooter, top 5 in the league this year, always around that. Did not play last week for ACI.
Not only does the ball advance, they get it way past half court, too. Like, they are pretty much.
But I think that was their last time out. They have to get it in. 5 seconds approaching. Good defense and then a foul, and Mahoney chucks up a wild shot. So Mahoney, I don't think that's the worst thing
I mean,
RK
it's not
could
the
have
worst.
done.
It's not the worst thing, but it's definitely the second worst thing. A 3 would have been the worst, but given that you just fouled with only giving up maybe a half a second or a second on the clock is not ideal there.
Not
If you
ideal at all.
foul when he drives to the hoop after 3 seconds gets taken off the clock, it's a different story. But fouling that silly, especially when they're in the bonus. A lot of mental errors down the stretch for both squads.
And that's one you can't afford to happen, as that was a miss.
As he misses intentionally.
Oh my goodness.
You look down for a second and you didn't notice, but he misses it intentionally.
I mean, this is, I'm kind of shocked by how
This has been a weird game.
the situational awareness has been.
Especially down the stretch.
Brady wins it. They get it to Rice. Rice tries a 3. No good. Off the mark. That should probably do it. It will. RKE wins their 7th of the year by a score of 116 to 111. And once again, Kyle Cardacci leading the way for RKE. It's been that kind of year for him. It's been that kind of year for them. You'll have tonight's star of the game as RKE wins this one 111 or 116-111, beating Seaview Jeep. You'll be back with tonight's star of the game after this. That's it for game number 1 on JSPL. We'll be right back.
You're good? You can hear yourself all right?
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
sweet.
good. I'm good.
David Smith here of the Jersey Shore Basketball League, joined alongside RKE Athletic Player of the Game, Ithiel Horton. Ithiel, great game. I mean, 34 points on 12 of 15 shooting, 5 of 7 beyond the arc. I mean, typically, though, with this RKE team, it's a lot of a balanced attack. Tonight,
Definitely.
it was you and Kyle. Kyle with 43, you with 34. How was the mindset a little bit different? I know you guys were a little bit depleted, but was the game plan any different going into it?
No, man. I mean, playing for Coach Sean is just one thing. No, two things actually. It's attack and move the ball and play defense to the best of your ability. And that's what we did. Like I said, we only had, I think, 6 or 7 guys to start out, but more guys came in. But the mentality and the game plan is always the same, and ain't nothing changed. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, we're doing as well as we are right now. So we're going to try to keep it going. I'm trying to stay around as long as I can before I go to my next destination.
So offensively, you said the game plan was to attack. Today you were missing Chris Rubio, Shaq Scott, down a lot of those big men that you typically have, like to run a lot of those big men sets. And Seaview Jeep, a team with a lot of big men. They have Elijah Barnes, Alahan Demir, Max Mahoney, and Chris Brady. How were you able to get it done defensively inside when they had 4 bigs all capable of getting it done down on the block?
Yeah, honestly, like I said, like you said, we didn't really have our bigs that show up for us on a game-to-game basis. But to be honest, it really didn't matter about that. All it mattered about was our mentality and us communicating down there. Like I said, I think I was switched down on one of the bigs down there, down low, and somebody was telling me, hey, get out, I got you. And then I scrambled out to his guy who was on the three-point line. So that's pretty much what it's all about, our mentality. And like I said, the way we attack the game plan is always it's the same.
So you played at a lot of collegiate destinations in your career, UCF, and then finished your career at Texas. Moving around a lot in college, what did you learn about yourself as a player playing at a bunch of different destinations around the country? But what did each destination teach you about yourself as a player?
To be honest, like you said, being at all those different places, my game was kind of different at each different place. I would say at Delaware, I was kind of more of a shooter, playmaker. Pittsburgh, that was like a different level for me. So I was just learning the game. I was learning the upper echelon of the game. And UCF, I came back and I was playing how I played out here at UCF. You know, just attacking, making plays for my guys. And at Texas was more of an all-around game. I had to show my shooting, had to show more of a defensive mindset down there at Texas because defense was first down there. I'm not saying that my other places didn't take pride in defense, you know, but I had to really work on that part of my game down at Texas, and you know, just all around. That's what I learned.
So not sure if you're aware, but you guys are now 1 game away from clinching the 1 seed for the first time since Eddie behind the camera, his father, coached here for RKE Athletics. So what's that feeling like that you guys are just having such a successful year?
No, it feels great. Like I said, before my first game here, Coach Sean, he was saying, he was like, look, I want to be number 1 in the league. I want to win a championship. He said, I don't want to win 1 championship. I want to win 2. You know, not 2. I want to win 3. You know, along that mindset. And you know, for us to be on that track and on that trail, you know, it's good. But like I said, we got to double down now that, you know, we're 1 game away. And, you know, with the guys that we have, we'll do that. Like I said, we play free, we play loose, and we play for each other most importantly. So,
Ithiel, man, great game, and thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.